A lot of speculation has been flying around in the past few days about Kim Jong-un possibly being dead, while other reports say that maybe he's just at the beach. In a nation as tight-lipped as North Korea, who can say what is actually happening? But let's assume he died yesterday. This sounds like a perfect time to fulfill your lifelong dream of becoming supreme leader of North Korea. When our cute little 36-year-old boy bites the dust, North Korea is going to need someone to fill his shoes, and you're probably the best candidate, right? But how can you achieve this? Well, I'm glad you're watching this because I just did a couple hours of Google research, so I'm probably the leading expert on this kind of stuff. First off, who are you up against? The frontrunner in this competition is Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong. She's been heavily involved in the administration for the past few years, and she holds the most valuable asset in the whole game: royal blood. However, she also holds one of the least valuable assets in the game, being a woman. A North Korean defector who served in the military for a decade was interviewed on the topic and said that North Koreans won't accept a female leader. So if Kim Jong-un dies, Yo-jong will be out of a job. Is there anyone else with royal blood? Yes, a few Kims are out there, but none as strong a candidate as Yo-jong. There's an older brother named Kim Jong-chol who seems to have no interest in politics and is just a chill dude who likes music. His dad said he was too girlish to wield power, but his dad can go eat poo because Jong-chol is probably a sick guitarist. There's a 65-year-old uncle, but he hasn't really been in the circles of power for a while, so not a strong contender. Kim Jong-un actually has a few kids, which would be the most promising candidates, but they're all too young to rule at this point, so they won't be assuming the throne anytime soon. And that's about it for the Kim family. Another player in this Game of Thrones could be Cho Ryung-hae, who became the nominal head of state last year and has been serving the family for decades. But he doesn't have that coveted royal blood, so if he's an option, then why not you? You probably have the best chance if you are actually a North Korean, since it seems unlikely that they would trust an outsider to run the country. If you are, then I would study up on the numerous revolutions that have taken place throughout history. A lot of the time, you just need to be a charismatic guy who can get people, and eventually the army, to back you. If you're already a military general or hold some kind of political office, your chances increase by a lot. But hey, Pancho Villa started out as a common thief who eventually sat in the Mexican throne for at least a little bit. But considering most people can't use the internet in North Korea, if you have access to this video, then you probably don't have North Korean blood, which is a big downside. Most countries require a president to be a natural-born citizen to become president, but North Korea is ruled by a dictatorship. So let's just assume it's a king of the hill situation where you can be supreme leader if you push the other kid off the hill. So now you're probably either going to need to be known by North Koreans or have a ton of money. Let's start out with national recognition. This one is very hard considering most content is censored in North Korea and internet access isn't available to the public. So how would they be able to recognize anyone? Well, even North Korea isn't perfect at censoring stuff. According to this article by NPR, when North Korean defectors were surveyed, 92% said they had watched foreign content on the DVD player. This means that if you happen to be a star of a South Korean soap opera or a big Hollywood blockbuster, you may already have some kind of national recognition. This probably isn't enough to just waltz over to North Korea and demand the leadership position, but it's a good start. As I'm sure Donald Trump can attest, being a TV or movie star and a household name does not hurt at all when it comes to politics. You'll still need to be a charismatic speaker though, able to garner the support of the masses. You'll probably also need a good bit of money, and if you have enough money, you might just be able to surpass all these requirements. Keep in mind that the annual GDP of North Korea is only $32 billion. There are 23 people in the world that have more money than this. Obviously, the country isn't for sale on eBay, but you could definitely improve the economy by a lot, which could be a hard thing to pass up considering 60% of the population live below the poverty line. But maybe the promise of money only sways some, and a good portion of the army still remains loyal to their country. And considering North Korea has a standing army of 950,000, you should probably come prepared with an army of your own. Let's see, Jeff Bezos has a net worth of $113 billion. If he spends 30 of that to prop up the economy, how much of an army can he buy with the remaining $83 billion? According to this article, the price of an average mercenary is about $19,000 a month. If Jeff wants to match North Korea's army size, this would cost about $18 billion a month. Let's contract these guys out for 2 months. That should be long enough to establish order and prove that you're a much cooler guy than Kim was. I mean, you're giving everyone a free Echo Dot after all. We also probably need some stuff to back up the army. Let's throw in 1,000 tanks for $8.5 billion, 4,000 artillery guns for $2 billion, and 100 fighter jets for $8 billion. You'll need to transport everyone to South Korea or China in order to invade, and you'll need to feed everyone. So let's throw in another $2 billion for that and another $1.5 billion for miscellaneous expenses. After all of that, Jeff Bezos is still sitting on a cool $25 billion, and he's still in the top 30 richest people in the world. So would all of that be enough? Who knows? There's a million different variables in place, and we don't really know what the common people or the common soldiers in North Korea actually think about their current rulers. But assuming they want the ability to watch Netflix and have fast food in their city like the rest of us, I'd say you stand a good chance. So congrats. Now you just have to figure out how to rule a country. But that should be the easy part.